Before this video begins, I just want to say that I've been unjustifiably put in a position in which I'd rather not be in. But the cream will rise to the top. Guys, we are going to be talking about Priestess. If you didn't see the title of the video, there you go. We got a little bit of time left in Record Buster. And I've been working with this video for a minute, and every time I record it, I'm not really satisfied with it. So in order to do this, I swallowed... No, it didn't swallow my pride. There's a lot of pride involved in this. I went ahead and I ate a Star Bond. I gave Priestess a Star Bond. I said I was going to chase her. I said I was done with her. But I did it anyway, and I put Hero Lights in her, which I had not anticipated doing. I firmly believe in my heart of hearts that Priestess is going to be a decent replacement for Haruhime if you do not have her on your team. Let me first get this out of the way. Now, I'm going to say this again, because I don't think people understand what I'm saying. If you have Haruhime, Priestess is useless. If you do not have Haruhime, the OG Haruhime, I think that one right there that's on my previous score, I think she's going to be a viable unit for certain people. Now, I've been trying to get this video out for a while. I was hoping to have it out before Record Buster ended, but I didn't. I really didn't. Because every time I brought it out, I could just hear the excuses and hear people arguing. Well, she's MLB, she's Max Hero Ascent. If there's anything that I can really say, there's no CP in her whatsoever. I've been putting all my CP into Goblin Slayer and some of the older units, so she does have some growth in this game, but not a lot. She's about as good as you can get for her at this point in time, being that the Goblin Slayer is where he's going to be. In fact, his Goblin Slayer is only level 76. Let's go ahead and see if I have enough. I might not have enough books to feed him up, but... Oh, that's right. It's because I don't have my final dupe in him, and I'm not going to put it in right now. So, yes, I should have put it... that Starbond... Goblin Slayer deserves it before she did on my team. But I feel firmly enough that some people are just undervaluing her that I'm going to go ahead and put myself out there and make this claim. Now, when I say all this, let me go ahead and talk about the differences between her and Haruhime, okay? Skill number 1 for Priestess is Strength and Magic minus 35% and allies 35% HP regen. On Haruhime, these stats are 40% debuff, and that is a small attack. Now, this is kind of the closest thing she has to a heal. She doesn't have a traditional heal. You do have to survive the turn before you get this HP regen, but the HP regen is very good. Very, very, very good. Okay? I like this skill a lot. But let's get into here to skill 2. It's one I like even more. Fast SA gauge charge gained by 33% for 4 turns and foes low thunder magic attack with uncounter rate. That is Line's skill with a small attack added. Let me just say this. I have been told numerous times that Priestess is not Haruhime because Priestess doesn't have a heal. She's not a healing unit. Absolutely not a healing unit. She is a buffer. She's a buffer, a support unit with a little bit of an attack stat. That's all she is. Okay? Now, worth noting here, and I'll pull this up because it's going to bring me up to my next point. On Haruhime, this is a little bit of a heal, and this is a MP charge, and this is also skill number 2, a buff to both your penetration and your counter rate. Priestess doesn't have those things. She's relying on Goblin Slayer or whoever she's tied to give her those. And Goblin Slayer's going to do a fine job of it, honestly. He's going to do a fine job of it. But she doesn't have those natively. I'm not going to discount her because I think this is a great move. And normally when I use Line, I use her on the first turn and then she just gets thrown away with the swap anklet. So this really clears that up to do some more stuff with my units that I wouldn't necessarily need to do. So she's going to have that skill, and I think it's a great skill to have. But if you look at the turn 3 right here, my stylus doesn't show up well, so I use my finger. That's an MP 122 cost. First skill is 40 MP. Second skill is 29 MP. This is 122. Not having that MP regen isn't the most comfortable thing in history. It makes this a very expensive move to produce. But it's not as bad as you might think, and we'll talk about that here in a moment, okay? Third skill is a Super Thunder Magic attack with temporary magic boost. Status debuff an ally's status buff plus 2 turns. Same basic thing that Haruhime does, except Haruhime gets a heal. She does another little attack. Not an impressive attack, but it is a little attack. This skill is the main thing that I really kind of... The Line skill and this skill are really good. That her debuff is decent. I think she's a really good unit. I really do. She just doesn't do Haruhime's heals, but she's not designed to. You know, it's like the old analogy of you wouldn't tell a fish it's an idiot because you can't climb a tree. It's a fucking fish. It's not going to climb a tree. I'm not going to discount Priestess because she's not a healer, because she isn't a healer. Now, that said, she does have the counter heal like the Haruhime has. She does have that, and that does help out. It is not going to pull you out of the fire. If you need a healer, it's not going to be reliable. This is just kind of a backup plan. So yes, probably running her with a healer is the best bet. But I've had really good success not even doing that. That's going to show you as well. Plus, Bloom, 8% HP regen and 8% MP regen. Bloom alone is going to make that third skill well worth running. Now, if we're talking SA differences, her SA is a faux singular Ultra Thunder attack with Ultra Thunder magic attack with temporary magic boost and Ultra on guard rate with ally strength and magic 80%. Haruhime is 100% for these two stats, and it gives an Ultra heal. But once again, remember, she's not a healer. You cannot compare her on a heal stat that she isn't designed to have. She is, however, 80% of what Haruhime has. 80% stat. That is roughly the same stat buff that most self-buffers give themselves for 4 turns. She gets for 3, and she gives it to all allies. So an ally, case in point, like Eyes here, who doesn't have a self-strength buff. She does a 25% damage buff, but she doesn't have a health strength buff. When she gets that strength buff, that 80% strength buff, she's going to be really good. Mikasa has a strength buff. And with the strength buff that you get from her, then that means you don't have to do more stuff. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Alright, so to kind of get to my point here, rather than just ranting about it, I'm going to do a quick run in Record Buster and kind of show you what I'm working on and what I'm dealing with here. Okay? This is something I've been dealing with for a while, something I've been working on. And if I'm completely honest with myself, I haven't really been overly excited about my stats, or my stacks, I guess. I think there's a way I could refine them probably. And I am aware that Zombie Eyes is doing nothing. Zombie Eyes is literally just doing the SA, or is just doing a 25% reduction in damage, which Goblin Slayer then does a better one. So there's really no point in having her there, but I just want to interject here for a moment, and I can't believe it took me this long to figure it out. Record Buster's already ended, so I couldn't rerun it, but if you take Line and actually put her in the slot that Zombie Eyes was in, that would give me 1 extra turn to do buffs, and that actually would alleviate a lot of the problems that I was having with buffs running out, and would let me do essays a lot sooner. So that is definitely, one of the products of me just not thinking it through, honestly. But, once again, it only moderately affects the outcome. It basically would let me do, as you'll see later on, would have let me do double essays a little bit earlier. So just wanted to throw that in here. She's doing something, okay? Osvi is going to give us minus 50% guard rate. So we're just going to kind of continue here. But I do want to say that it is important that you come out of the gate with the HP regen. Because while we don't have heal, every turn you're surviving, you are building onto that. So it adds up. It does add up. Okay, here we go. This time around, I'm just going to go ahead and change Mikasa over to do non-stop because Mikasa's just going to remove that magic buff that just went on, old girl. There we go. And this should be a joke. This should be no problem. Boom. Now, what happened? Because my girl here, she got hit hard. She got hit very hard on that one. That's abnormal. That is very abnormal. Well, I'm not overly worried. I mean, we're all going to get past this turn. And then pretty much going to have almost a full heal at the end of this turn. There we go. That's an abnormally large hit. We normally don't get hit that hard. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do Sounding Staff on this turn. Because everything just needs to get a really big buff. There we go. Now, on this turn, I can do Holy Light. And I'm going to go back and do non-stop there. But basically, we're just doing attacks, and we're doing Holy Light here. Oof, girl. That's a big hit. Why are you suddenly taking so many hits? I need to check her equipment. She might just have inferior equipment on her or something. And on this turn, we can do our double SA. Okay, let's just make sure everything's good here. Because the one thing that isn't going to matter is we're going to get that... Basically, that's how we're going to do. We're going to just bop, 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 jump back and forth across there for all that at all times. But we want to get that double SA off. And the thing that does kind of suck is using the double SA this late in the turn. We're going to get debuffed this time around. So the 80% is only around for one turn. It sucks. It does. It's not my preference. But in order to keep the HP regen, which frankly is keeping us alive, we got to do it this way. Alright. So either going to be 800k or it's going to be 500k in the range of those two. Let's see. Depends entirely upon whether she guards or not. Love the SAs, but good grief, these are long. Alright, we got 500. Yeah. We can do better than that. I've seen it just slightly north of a mil, but I'd say usually it's between the 800 and 500 range. That's just RNG. That's just straight up RNG. Alright. $170. That's actually pretty good for that one. That's actually pretty... Usually that's around the 150 range, so it's very, very respectable. Alright? Most everybody's got a pretty good heal out of that. The nice part is the turn ends before she really hits us, so we're not really hurting. Okay, we're going to do the heals, and I'm going to go ahead and do that and that. Lego. Now the good news is, woo! There we go. Okay, I was sweating it there for a minute. I'm like, oh, that got low. That got really low. If I am entirely honest, though, there is sometimes the possibility that things can get a little dicey, dare I say. And a lot of times when that happens, you just gotta play it by ear. Now, we would get more damage if I was doing their SA, her SA on turn 5, turn 8, and then I'm sorry, turn 5, turn 9, and then turn 12. The sad reality is I haven't figured out a good stack to make that work while getting all of her buffs and debuffs. So, if you've got a better idea for that, I'm all ears. But for me, right now, I have yet to find that happy medium ground. Alright. Turn 10. Whew. She's hitting us hard. She's hitting us really hard. It also helps that Priestess is not getting her... She's not getting her counters off like she should. This is not a fun situation to be in if I'm completely frank. So penetration rates. So I could do that. That's a 4-turn buff. So I'm going to do that way. I'm going to do Holy Light on this turn. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to do it that way. Priestess. Girl. You're killing me, girl. I'm trying to showcase how good you are, and you're just not doing what you're supposed to do. You're really, really soiling the sheets on me here. Alright. So we're going to do another double SA. See where this takes us. Now, this is the final SA of the match. So if Mikasa dies, we're not in a world of hurt. If Data Live Eyes dies, she was just a damage producer. She wasn't really that important. And honestly, it's just because, A, as I stated prior, Priestess is not a healer. So expectations checked there. B, she wasn't doing her damn counters. And that's on me too, because I haven't increased the counter rate. I don't think I have a really good unit that I trust to go up here to replace Data Live Eyes that could increase counter rate and stay alive. So that really comes down to my teams. But with a better counter rate, we would have been good. Oops. I pissed off the HDMI there. Apologies for that. Alright, GS. Hit it. Only 500k again. Damn. That's really unfortunate. I mean, seriously unfortunate. Alright. Now, the nice part is we don't get debuffed here. We don't get debuffed here, so we don't really have to build our buff stacks again. So I can literally just spam whatever I need to spam to get this over and done with. Okay? I am worried that Mikasa's going to die, but if she does, I'm not... Yeah, okay. Data Live Eyes died. Mikasa's probably toast here, too. Oh, Goblin Slayer died. That is a weird one. I never see him die here. And that was... She hit with full health. She hit Goblin Slayer with full health and he died. I never see that. That has nothing to do with Priestess. That's really, really weird. He had full health, didn't he? That was an RNG. That was just an RNG screw job. So now, I pretty much can count myself out. She's just going to focus on her and isn't going to hit anybody else. And that's just, yeah. Nature of the particulars of those situations. So. So, all in all, though, like I said, despite the fact she really wasn't getting her counters off, and that's really on me for not increasing the counter rate, you know, she lasted to the end of the match. She's still quite good. Oh, no, okay, she got screwed over there. I mean, I do like her, and I just want to preface this by saying for a unit that doesn't heal, she was doing a pretty good job of not getting everyone killed. And that was the hardest level. No CP, all that. I'm just going to say, for a unit that is not a healer, she was doing a good job of healing. If I increased the counter rate, she would have been even better. That's on me. That's 100% on me. I like her. I still stand by her. In fact, I'm going to fart around with her on a stall team for War Games and see what happens here. I in my heart of hearts, believe wholeheartedly that she is, no, not amazing and not going to, groundbreaking, viable. If you do not have Haruhime, I like what she does. I can already hear the comments section losing their shit on this one, but just gonna throw it out there. Real talk. And this is just 100%. If you do not have Haruhime, consider her. Consider her. You will have to increase penetration rate if you're really worried about healing. Or, I'm sorry, you will have to increase counter rate if you're really worried about healing. But now, if you're asking me personally, was it worth? Not yet. Not yet. I'm gonna fart around with her and see what happens with her on the other team, where we just increase SA gauge and just do those counter heals and debuffs. Well, she wouldn't even debuff because I'm gonna put her on a team with Haruhime. Just buff replication and counter heals with her, and I think she'll be good, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. So if you don't have Haruhime, I think she's still viable. We lasted round 6 to the end, and I still don't know. Goblin Slayer, man, that was an RNG loss. That was 100% an RNG loss. I've never seen him like get one shot with full health. I think he had full health. Pretty sure he had full health. I'd have to go back and rewatch the video for it. But anyway, what I'm saying is I still stand firm I like her, but make your own decision based on what you saw there. I think she's underrated by a huge margin. But yeah, that's me. That's me. You let her do her job. You expect her to do what she's designed to do, and she's going to do it. If you're expecting her to be Haruhime, she's not going to be Haruhime. If you're expecting her to do buff replication and debuffing and that SA gauge boost, what she's designed to do, you're going to love her. But even then, like I said, she kept most of my units alive to the end. I don't know. It's that hard call for me because, once again, I threw a star bond in her that I really didn't want to do, and I blew 15 hero lights to make a video I didn't really want to make. But I've been challenged, and I'm sated with the results. Am I ecstatic? No. But am I sated? Absolutely. Because her counter heals definitely did their job. Her HP regen definitely did its job. And I didn't have another healer because I think that would have definitely sullied our results. So, you know what y'all thought. She's not shit. She's definitely quite good. My 2 cents in the matter. I can imagine this video is not going to be popular. But that's me. I stand by my decision.